Steve, let's talk about the sex offender registry. What's going to be different and why?
So as it stands right now, the police can issue a public safety bulletin if somebody who is on that registry is released back into the community. They will release his picture, or their picture rather, the community that they're going into, not their address, and perhaps the charges or the convictions that they have. And that's done in the name of public safety. The province wants to expand that to advise other entities not yet listed, and I just noted a few of them, entities such as schools, child care services, youth organizations, housing providers, shelters, and possible employees. So, look, nobody has any real sympathy for somebody who's convicted of harming, sexually assaulting a child. And the Premier, who has certainly made no bones about how he feels, has gone one step further and has been quoted as saying, and I'm paraphrasing this, but he wants anyone to be able to look up where a sex offender lives. And he had said that, or hinted that he'd be prepared to use the notwithstanding clause. Now, that's not part of this new legislation, but that it tells you where the Premier his head is at when it comes to his feelings towards those who are convicted of sexually assaulting our most vulnerable.
You know, he's saying that we'll see if it actually comes into fruition, like putting their address out there. But let's say that does happen, hypothetically. What could that do to a community and their thoughts of, are they safe, and could someone potentially put actions into their own hands?
Well, I think that is the main reason why the addresses aren't really specific addresses, because you'd be looking at vigilantism, and you know, your feelings are that one way or the other. But we might be looking at a lawless sort of a society. So this is why when the police release a picture, they can blast the picture out everywhere on social media. They just don't give the exact address. But what that does do, if somebody who is a registered sex offender goes into your child's school or applies to be a coach, at this point, you're hoping that people will recognize who he is. If this is expanded, the province is going to notify a lot of these other entities, and that could be schools, that could be baseball clubs, hockey teams, to warn them of the existence of this possible sex offender wanting to apply to coach your kids.
So, in your opinion, what does this do in terms of the onus here for community notification and, you know, just moving forward?
Well, I think the police do a very good job in notifying the public when it comes to public safety if a sex offender is registered in a community. Personally, I have no qualms or no issues with other entities being advised as well. There is some concern when it comes to the possibility of a person's address being released, and that's got nothing to do with the sympathy of that, sympathizing with that person who's been convicted. It's just got to do with the laws in society, and we don't want to live in a society where people take the law into their own hands and hunt somebody down because they know now where they are living. That's my thoughts on that.
And in a way, could they almost figure it out on their own anyways? If you don't release the address, but we have the photo, we understand the area, and then someone does apply, let's say, to be a coach, and they're on that list.
Yep.
People have the internet. There's neighborhood Reddit chats. Like, people figure it out.
Yeah, well, that's the chance you take, I guess,
right,
when you harm a child and you are convicted, and it's the public has the right to be warned, and that's what the police do. By going down to narrowing down exactly what unit a person lives in, I think that's taking it one step too far, and that could then invite those who want to cause harm to go do it. But if you're going to harm a child and you're convicted, you know, and the police release your picture, that's that's on you.
Yeah.
But as far as releasing an exact address, I think that's problematic.
Okay, CP24's crime analyst Steve Ryan. Thank you.